Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. Quick announcements. Check out this week's Mortar Pod and check out this week's Seems Good Magic card giveaway. Okay, on to the pack. We've opened Fenax. I'm going to take him. Awesome card. Awesome finisher. Haven't gotten a chance to play with it, so kind of exciting that I opened him actually. What else is good in here? Not too much, actually. So, Fenax is far and away the strongest card in this pack. Archetype is decent. Adept is decent for us on the wheel. Wolf, Rollicker, Sudden Storm. Some other decent cards in here, but none are nearly at the power level of Fenax. Alright, follow-up pick. Well, to be honest, Melita's Astronomer seems like a pretty good follow-up to Fenax. It's got high defense, and if we target him with something, we get to find our Fenax. So I actually think I'm going to take the Astronomer. What else is good in here, though? Eidolon would be fine. I like Bestow. Follower is good. Follow the Hammer, you know how I feel about that. So some other decent stuff in here, but yeah, we'll stick with the Astronomer and continue down this blue-black path. Okay, so third pick. I think I actually want the Nullify. I could take the Sphinx's Disciple, which is also good, but and there's also Stratus Walk, as well as Forsaken Drifters, but I think we're going to take the Nullify. I've actually come to like this card quite a bit in this format. There are some Omega costs usually being paid for Bestow or some big fat creatures coming out, so having Nullify around is extremely valuable. Okay, so now I believe it's just Divination. Could be that black's getting cut, and that's actually not the end of the world. We can just see what's open, proceed to pick up that color along with blue, and perhaps just splash the Fenax, which is totally worth it, by the way. If I'm heavy enough blue, I should still be able to make him a creature, potentially. And if not, then that's okay. I'm still happy I have Fenax, but we'll see. I mean, I'm definitely going to try my best to make him work. I think he's that powerful for sure. Okay. So now we can do Floodtide Serpent, but I think we're actually just going to go with Nullify number 2. I'm prepared to go deep blue. Floodtide Serpent is cool, but and Necrobite's fine too, but I'm fine with multiple Nullifies. I'm not going to... I have zero issues with that. Alright, so we can take Necrobite now. I mean, as far as Enlightenment is certainly good, but we could just take the Floodtide Serpent as well. It still works fine with Fenax. We're going to need some more enchantments, but see if we can get that going. Alright, wow. This is a great pack. I think we're taking the Archetype of Imagination. Could also take a second Divination, which is fine, but Archetype of Imagination is actually a really good card. Make all your guys unblockable, essentially, for 6 mana. Second Divination would be good, too. I mean, I don't have issues with that, but I think Archetype is certainly good enough where we want it here. Could take the Gorgon's Head. I don't need a second Floodtide Serpent, so I think that is the plan. We're just going to snatch up the Gorgon's Head. Okay. Tabled Ashiok's Adept. That's actually a decent sign for black. I mean, I admit it would appear that black is being cut, but Adept is a fine card. Certainly not impressive, but I've played it and I've been okay with it. It's the best option there for us. I don't think the Marsh Mist Giant is currently looking all that good. Alright, that's another great sign. We actually tabled Nyxborn Eidolon, which is exactly what we want. Not that it has good synergy with Fenax, but it's good with both Adept and Astronomer currently, so yes, Bestow guy it is. Alright, let's just cut black. I'm going to take the Forsaken Drifters. I've played it before. It's okay. I'd prefer to not play it if possible. I guess it works reasonably well with Archetype of Imagination. Wow, tabled Nyxborn Rollicker is surprising. I guess we'll take a second Drifters. Continue to cut black. Alright, well, couple late black picks. Both of them are pretty bad. I think we'll just take the Fell-Eyed Brawler. Ended up getting a War Chanter anyway. Alright, well that's actually a good sign. Perhaps blue and black is going to be open for us. Oh wow, Ember Swallower. Well, I would like that, but not going to happen. Also Lash of the Whip in here, Thassa's Emissary, Nimbus Naiad, all of which are good. We're just going to go with the Thassa's Emissary. Big fan of emissaries in this format, and although Nimbus Naiad is very good, I like Emissary more. Drawing cards is a big deal. Okay. I mean, we could theoretically take a Null. Not really feeling that. Seems more likely to wheel a Null. Could take Dark Betrayal, but that's sideboard only. Boon of Erebus is fine, but not amazing. I mean, you can target it on some heroic guys. So I could take the Boon. I could also take the Nykthos, but I'm not even convinced I would play it. It's certainly not good with Nullify if you want to play it early. Let's go Boon. Not a very exciting pick, admittedly, but it's playable. Alright, this is actually great for us. We're going to take the Baleful Eidolon. Bestow, still good in our deck for sure. And this increases the toughness, too, of whatever you bestow it on. So potentially good with Phenax. Phenax is just wrecks in this format. I've lost to it before, and it is not fun. Alright, well, Night Howler, can you ask for much better with a card that mills your opponent? This even makes the Forsaken Drifters significantly better too, by the way. So that's kind of cool. Also Fate Foretold in here, which certainly wouldn't mind wheeling. Okay, return Phalanx on color with us seems good. Seems amazing with Phenax. Coastline Chimera seems really good with Phenax, but we're more likely to table that. Ordeal of Thassa in general, very good card. Well, how many cards left in here? 6, 9, 11. So after we pick, there's going to be 10. The worst 2 cards in the pack. Or is it 3 cards in the pack? I think I'm going to either wheel the Phalanx or the Chimera. I'd be happy with either one. But I am going to take the Ordeal because it's so powerful if you resolve a 2-drop into it. The Ordeals in this format just are real game winners. I do want the return Phalanx too. I would be happy if we wheeled it. If we don't, it happens. Disciple here seems fine. Aqueous Form also seems pretty good. We can find it with Astronomer. Makes Night Howler unblockable, perhaps. But I actually like the Disciple. Okay, could take Vaporkin now. It's fine with all of the bestow we have. Otherwise, Benthic Giant, another 6-drop, which isn't that exciting. And another Boon, which also is not super exciting. I think we're just going to go Vaporkin. He's a pretty good beater. Oh, wow. Omen Speaker, which I want, but we've got to go Voyages in for sure. We're actually short on removal. We only have Nullifies currently. Yeah, and that's it. So Voyages in is actually necessary, in my opinion. As much as I do want that. I want a Coastline Chimera too, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So we're going to go Lash of the Whip. Hopefully we see more Coastlines later, but Lash of the Whip is just too good. What would I prefer to sideboard? The Annul or the Dark Betrayal? I think actually Dark Betrayal. Annul we already have a couple means to stop auras at least. This does affect more, and it actually counters our Phenax too, but Dark Betrayal seems like just a really powerful sideboard option. I mean, Fleshmad Steed's better than Fellhide Brawler. And I still am not convinced I want to play a Benthic Giant in here. Let's take the Steed. We'll cut the Brawler. At least Steed can block. Okay, Thassa's Bounty, but not playing it. And tabling Cavern Lampad is fantastic. We'll probably cut the Gorgon's head. Seems like something we don't need as much in here. Okay. So I'd still probably like to cut the Forsaken Drifters, even though they're good with the Night Howler. In general, they're pretty unimpressive. Alright, final pick an island, and we're off to pack 3. Whip of Erebus, geez, it must be Christmas. Absolutely taking that. Blood Toll Harpy also in here, Breaching Hippocamp. Not even that many playables beyond the whip, so cannot ask for a better pick. Let's cut the Drifters now. We could take Disciple number 2. Could take an Omen Speaker. Could take a Shipwreck Singer. Omen Speaker's got better synergy with the Fenax. It also finds this Fenax. Shipwreck Singer's a great card in general since it forces bad attacks by your opponents. Let's see here. Fenax, Shipwreck Singer, Omen Speaker. Which one am I more likely to wheel? I don't know. I think the Singer... The Singer's more likely to wheel, but I want it a lot more. I gotta say. This card just single-handedly destroys people. Hammer of Perforos. Can't say that's the first time I've seen that. Alright, well I wanted to return Phalanx again, but I think we gotta go for Ica's Cure. Removal is just too important in this format. You really need spot removal sometimes. And as awkward as it is with the double nullify, I think we're just gonna do that plan and hope to wheel the return Phalanx if we get lucky. If not, so be it. I guess we could take Breaching Hippocamp. We could take the Scholar, but splashes at this point seem a little bit out of the question. Although Scholar seems really good with Fenax. It doesn't generate a devotion for him, but you can tap him and still use his ability. That seems like just a major heartache for your opponent. Oh, screw it. I'll take Scholar. I mean, I'm not going to play Breaching Hippocamp. We already have to make cuts. I'm going to take the Scholar just for some reason if a splash seemed realistic. Alright, we got to slam the Keepsake Gorgon here. It's just too good. Amazing with Fenax and amazing card in general. Another Phalanx and a Lash, which we have to pass, but that's okay. Alright, Pharika's Cure number 2 or a Meletus Charlatan. Charlatan's fine, but we're not going to play it. I think we just take the Cure number 2 pretty happily. Could take Read the Bones. We already have Divination. Could take Prescient Chimera. It's probably I mean, it's certainly better than this. It's probably better than the Floodtide Serpent. We don't need Scholar. We don't need Serpent. Probably don't need even Fleshmad Steed. Probably not needed in here. So let's take the Prescient Chimera. Alright, Sip or a second Vaporkin. Let's take Sip. I love me some removal. Alright, so this pack hooked us up pretty good, I would say. Perhaps we don't need the Boon anymore. And then we can make one more cut. Maybe I don't need to main deck 2 Nullifies. We can go for... Well, we're pretty even on blue and black, actually. But I would like to make one more cut, if possible. Nothing super playable here. I guess we could take Prowler's Helm maybe for sideboard if our opponent's got some thing that we need to get by. Alright, well, we tabled a Disciple. That could probably be the pick. Could also take a Fate Foretold, which is good. But I think Disciple's better. Disciple gets nasty in multiples. This deck desperately wanted some Gray Merchants. But let's take Disciple. There was a Traveler's Amulet there for Scholar, but at this point, since we're already making cuts with just our blue-black, I'm willing to let that go. Wow, Coastline Chimera too. Coastline's pretty good with our Fennex. It's a good blocker. Alright, we're going to hate the Wild Celebrants here since they do a good job of getting rid of our whip. It is Christmas after all. We tabled the Return Phalanx. That's great news. And yeah, Bronze Sable, sure. Okay. Well, we have a fantastic deck. Now we just have to decide what stays and what goes. These two guys are for sure in. That guy's in. These are in. Adept could be gone, but it is a heroic target. I want the Disciples, definitely want that. I want all of these, and I want the SIP. So this is 14. I want that, this, that guy, probably these. Let's just put everything that's good in for now, and Fennex and that guy. Okay, so this is 27, which is a good place to be. We have to actually make some real cuts here. So first let's set aside our non-creatures. Set aside all of them. Okay, so I like our removal suit quite a bit. We can easily cut some creatures here, so I mean, it's tough to cut a Vaporkin. Let's cut a Coastline Chimera. Yes, I like the synergy with Fennex, but it seems unnecessary. Archetype is usually a great card, but is it even that great in this deck? It's good on a Night Howler, but doesn't have high toughness. It's an expensive price. That's kind of why I'm hesitant with it, of playing it. Let's cut one of our nullifies. We can bring the second one in after sideboard if we have to or if we want to. I think we're cutting the Archetype of Imagination. Still have 15 creatures. I need to make one more cut. Kind of tempted to cut the Vaporkin, I'm not going to lie. Vaporkin's a great card for aggressive strategies, but it just seems not very synergistic with this deck. Doesn't have high toughness. It's not defensive. Doesn't play well with Fennex. Plays well with Ordeal, but that's about it. Alright, I'm cutting Vaporkin. Not sure if that's right. Usually, if you're in blue, you just want to play Vaporkin, but for some reason, I'm just not really digging it in here. Not really feeling it. This looks good, though. I do like this list. Looks very strong. Good removal suit, like I said. Good options to get back in the game. We've got our Bestow here. Little bit. This guy too, and this guy. So quite a bit of Bestow. Good enchantments to find with Astronomer. Cool. And this, and this. This is also an enchantment I can find with Astronomer. Jeez. Astronomer is great in this deck. I guess the argument could be made cut Adept for Vaporkin, but I'd rather have the defensive card. That works better with Fennex, I think. right? Or am I wrong about that? I don't know. But we'll find out, I guess. So this deck's strong, in my opinion. Definitely mostly black, which makes the nullify awkward, but let's go 10-7. It just makes the nullify awkward early. Nullify can still be very good late. Very good late. I don't want to do 11-6, do I? I do need a lot of double black. I could do 11-6, but then I probably shouldn't even play the nullify, which sucks because I really think nullify is great. How many 4-drops do I have again? I've already got quite a few, because I was going to consider cutting the nullify for a coastline chimera just to get another blocker. That works well with Finx, but we may already have, well, we have so many 2-drops though. I do want to play 11-6. Let's cut the nullify. Let's do coastline chimera. Makes this a little more clunky, but gives us another high defense, high toughness creature for Finx to abuse. Or we can slap a Night Howler or something on it and it suddenly becomes a house. And this should really ensure that we hit our double black early for our Pharykis Cures. And then the only double blue spell we have is Prescient Chimera. So I'm a little bit reluctant to cut nullifies, but just based on how I want to see colors in this deck, how I want to see my lands, I think I'm going to opt for it this way. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you round 1 with this pretty awesome looking deck.